Hi, everybody. Welcome to Kastor'sCorner.com. I am your host, Khalil, here with another toy of the day. For a full gallery of these figures, please go to Kastor'sCorner.com. You can also follow us. We are at Kastor's Corner on all social media. And you can check out the Cornercast podcast up on Apple Podcasts this week with our friend MJ from Total Toy Recon. We've got MCU Collector 24 coming up. We've got Toy Shiz coming up and a lot more. So make sure you hit the subscribe button. And please hit the subscribe button right over here somewhere. The more of you that subscribe, the more cool things we get to do, and we get to share them with you, like these toys for tonight. So now that all the plugs and how to find us are out of the way, I have been collecting He-Man since I was, 3 or 4 years old. And it has been a staple in my collection one way or another, whether it was the original, the commemorative set in like the late 90s, the 2000X line, whatever it was, I continually would buy He-Man stuff. I thought Classics was going to be my last He-Man hurrah. Like the Ultimate line, really good accessories, really good character selection, vehicles, play sets, everything. The questionable choices and attitude and personality of a certain brand manager really turned me off to the line. And I started to decrease because it felt like they were playing games with us. And I understand the corporate piece of it, but it still left a really bad customer taste in my mouth that it was like, I'm out. I might get a piece here or there. Junior helped me get some, figures here and there, but for the most part, I was out. So I missed out on Castle Grayskull. I definitely didn't do Snake Mountain. But I kept all my classics, most of them. I'm gonna start purging some of them, so those will be going up soon. And somewhere, I don't know. I haven't decided if I'm gonna do it piecemeal, like piece by piece, or I don't know. We'll see. Anyway, that's not what we're here for tonight. So I collect the minis, I collect the mega constructs. I'm still looking for that thing that's going to be my definitive He-Man line. And I feel like the Origins line really captures the price point that I'm looking for and the nostalgia of the original line. And so I've been kind of going in hard, but my rule has been I don't want all the repaints. I don't want all the deco changes. I don't want all the costume changes. So I skipped the first wave of deluxes with, hit the chest and flips for He-Man and Skeletor. And I'm sure they're going to do Thunder Punch. I think Thunder Punch He-Man was on the back of one of the packages for like the Wind Raider or Mosquito or somebody, or Hordak, Buzzsaw Hordak. And, I don't want Thunder Punch He-Man. I don't want the Dragon on the back Skeletor. I'm not doing that again. I've done that, been there. I'm out. I'm not going to army build. Might get two Horde Troopers, but, the He-Man line, this really is what I wanted the line of my youth to look like. A little more detail, a little more articulation. I do miss the elastic foot in the waist. But I was just going to stick to the core. And then I ran out of toys to buy last week. Yep. There were very little toys I needed. There was very little on the shelf. I'm still looking for Fortnite. I'm still looking for new Fortnite guys. And I was looking for some DC Universe. King Robin or Robin King down there is part of it. But I felt a little bit bored. And I came across this. Held it in my hand, walked around the store for about 20 minutes, and finally decided I was going to buy it. So I bought the Rise of Evil 2-pack with Keldor and Kronos. 2 alternate looks for Skeletor and Tropjaw that I do not need, did not want, and was not going to get. And yet here I am on camera on my YouTube channel doing a review of said figures. The fate of these guys actually has not been decided yet. I have not decided whether or not I'm going to keep these long term. They might go into a separate box that goes, if I want to get rid of stuff, these are going to be the first ones out the door. But there are some pluses and minuses to this set. I think as figures, I think that these are stunning figures. I think they did a really good job with them. He can't hold his Havoc staff to save his life, nor his sword. But I have a feeling that's something that He-Man figures have always dealt with. The plastic in the hands is way too soft they do not have kung fu grip to allow for holding their weapons, to be honest with you. The fist isn't closed enough and it's not deep enough. So the magic power sword here that's tritoned with translucent plastic can fit in his hand just fine. But after about a minute or two or seconds, it does simply just fall right out. It doesn't go, I don't know if we can see that. It does not go even halfway around. It kind of just cups it, and it really just doesn't, even if I let go, here. So it is in his hand. You can see it's in his hand. If I let go, within a few seconds, it starts to droop. If I were to move him at all, it falls right out. So as long as he's static, as long as there's no motion, as long as there's no vibration, he doesn't do it. Same thing with the Havoc staff. It's smaller in diameter, so he definitely can hold it longer, but you saw it popped right out at the beginning. So that is one drawback. His boots are a little loose for me down here, the connection point between these two, and they're modular, so you can take them apart, but you can see the differences. I'm just going to remove the Havoc staff. You can see the differences. And here's the thing. These two figures are the same price. So it was $30 for two figures. It's $15 for one. The upscale in accessories and deco is astonishing for that price. I like this Skeletor or Keldor chess piece better than the regular Skeletor one. And actually, I would consider putting, and this is why I don't know if he's going to get tossed, because being able to put this chest armor on this figure, I think would really set it apart. He also comes with an alternate Skeletor head, which has jewels in the eyes, which I think is really kind of a neat way to differentiate this version from the other one. And I don't know if you'll be able to see it that well. Oh yeah, you can see. They kind of catch the light versus these just painted red eyes. And he has a closed mouth versus an open mouth. So there are pros and cons. Now, here is the thing. This purple does not match this purple. This is a very bright purple. This is a very deep or darker purple. You can't switch the feet. I mean, you could switch the loincloth and the piece here to give it to this Skeletor, but you can't change the lower part and make it accurate. So that is the only thing. His feet will not match the rest of his armor if you do swap those out. But as a figure, I think this is a pretty good upgrade and a fun upgrade kit to give him a cape or to give somebody else a cape to make this your standard Skeletor, even though he does not have the web feet. You can kind of see the gap there between the feet and even if I push it in, it doesn't really work. So it's not without its problems. But it's not a bad figure. I think it's definitely worth it. Kronos is like completely different. 100% really cool. I think what's nice about him is that he does look so different. It might even give you some fodder to be able to use his parts to do other characters. So here is Trapjaw next to Kronos. There are some similarities. Open hand on the left. Well, he's got closed hand on the right. The lower legs are completely the same, as well as a loincloth. It's when you get to the upper torso. This has the sculpted piece inside of it. So this black piece here is part of the torso, whereas this is an armor piece that you can take off. He has his little hooked helmet for both, which is really cool. And he's got that grimace look for him. So what's really cool about this one is the armor does hold all of Trapjaw's actual arm attachments, which I think it's a neat move, right? They didn't need to make that connection point. He can't really do anything with them because they don't peg into anything. Like his hand, what would have been really cool is if the other hand had a peg in it that you can swap in and out. I know that's part of the gimmick of him is being cybernetic, but it would have been really neat to be able to do that. Now, the other thing is he comes with a rifle or blaster, whatever you want to call it. It's got the rear and forward grips. I don't know. I don't do weapons, so I don't know what you call them. But so it's got the back here and back here. They gave him an open hand. So he can't hold the gun like you would like this, the blaster like this. Can't even balance it in that other hand. So that's a missed opportunity there, I think. The paint on his skin is too dark to switch it with Skeletor, who does have 2 closed hands. So I just think that was a real missed opportunity there, to be able to pose him out like that. Now, here's the one thing I don't actually know. So this weapon, this blaster here, has the forward and rear grips. But what it also has is a peg hole right in the center. Now, nowhere on that Kronos figure is a peg that you can stick this on so he can carry his weapon. What I did notice, which is kind of weird, is that you can take the arm attachments, and they do, in fact, kind of plug in to the side there. Okay? To the side of the blaster. They do fit in that peg hole, but they look stupid. They look ridiculous being there like that. So anybody figure out what that's for? Or is it just an aesthetic thing? Is it just some weird thing that they did in the mold? But it, everything seems a little more planned out. So to think that I know, 2 hands that don't work. Yeah, I get it. But it just seems like, again, another missed opportunity for something, whether it was somewhere, because like his armor has hooks on the back. This doesn't fit here at all. So I'm not sure whether that was purposeful and has a purpose. I don't know if on another, I didn't think about this. Maybe on the vehicle, maybe on the Land Shark or the Sky Sled, there's a peg that it can stick onto so they can, fly the vehicle and maybe I'll have to think about that or check that out. So that I guess that's a possibility. So there you go. So we got Kronos. Oh, if we're going to talk about Keldor, we should put the Keldor head on there. The long flowing locks and the Errol Flynn goatee. So 2 blue guys hanging out on Eternia. They're exclusive to Target. If you can find them, good luck. God help you. God help us all trying to shop at Target. But if you can find them and you're a fan of this, I think that they're worth it. I think that they offer you some parts that you can definitely swap in and out to augment other figures. This gives you a good base body to be able to do some customs with it and some legs to be able to do some custom work with it. Same thing here. And you can use different parts. So as an accessory, I consider this really an accessory pack. So as an accessory pack, I think it's wonderful. As 2 figures, meh. I would have liked some more original characters. But I'm sure some diehard He-Man fans, more so than me, will be happy to get these guys. So you can check out a full gallery. It is live right now. There is a link in the description to that gallery. You can check us out at Kastor's Corner on all social media. Kastor'sCorner.com will get you everywhere. Check out the Cornercast podcast on Apple Podcasts. This week with our friend MJ from Total Toy Recon. Last week with Vincent from Vasco Toys. Next week and the week after, MCU Collector and Toy Shiz. We got a lot of stuff coming up. And a lot of fun reviews coming up. We got a lot of stuff in the mail we're excited about. I don't know if I'll be able to dig into the archive just yet. So thank you guys for watching. Hit that subscribe button. The more of you that subscribe, the more we can do, and we can share that with you. And that is the most important part of the journey. We love sharing these things, answering these questions, talking to you every night. Sometimes it's a drag to get going, and then I'm here and I'm happy and excited to talk about these things. And sometimes I can't wait to sit down at the computer and do the review because the pictures were so much fun to do. So thank you guys for watching. Appreciate you sticking with me, and we'll see you tomorrow night with Robin, dinosaurs. I don't know. We'll see. Something like that. And Marvel Legends throughout the weekend, I hope. See you soon, guys. See you tomorrow night.